Welcome friends, James Corbett here with your Fukushima update for the 31st of October 2011, and this video is being recorded at 5:45 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. So here we are on the front page of FukushimaUpdate.com. Let's go through today's posts, at least so far. First, we have this post that was submitted by Nuclear Free 2045 blogspot, which again I would urge readers to check out. And this is an editorial looking at the summary report of the preliminary findings of the IAEA mission on remediation of large contaminated areas off-site, the Fukushima Daiichi NPP. That is a mouthful and a half, but there's a link to the actual IAEA document itself, and then this editorial is basically a breakdown of some of the biggest flaws and problems with this document, and I think it's a nice summary of that is contained in this quotation from R. Cormack of the Department of Nuclear Engineering, UC Berkeley, who writes, "The nebulous, non-specific, perversely detail-averse insistence upon unhelpful platitudes like progress has been made, and the rote repetition of what minimally successful steps are being taken to avert further calamity, and the slow, unheralded release of absolutely nightmarish information," which is an interesting take on the report as a whole, and there's much more besides, so I suggest you click the continue reading so that you can go and read the entire editorial for yourself on Nuclear Free 2045. And the other new update for today is the Lessons of Fukushima, an interview with Aileen Mioko Smith of Green Action Japan, who we have featured before in a story earlier on FukushimaUpdate.com. And here is a 23-minute YouTube video of an interview with her that I think is recommended because she is definitely informed about what's going on, how things have developed, and she is definitely aware of the situation in Japan, so worth viewing. Finally, the Fukushima updates for day 235. Again, I won't go through all of the updates today, not quite as many as yesterday, but still quite a few, so I won't go through every headline, but I will highlight a few of them for you, starting with our highlighted article for today from enenews.com. Japan government on containing radiation. We don't have experience in this field. Japan still is struggling to figure out how to clean up the mess, exacerbating fears about health risks and fanning mistrust of the government, reports Yumiko Ono in today's Wall Street Journal. In fact, governmental policies may be increasing the spread of radioactive particles. According to the article, some experts say some ad hoc cleanup efforts risk spreading radiation further. For example, Ono says schools are temporarily storing contaminated soil in holes dug within the school compounds and lined with plastic sheets. Of this storage method, Kimberly Kierfot, a University of Michigan nuclear engineering professor who has served on U.S. government panels for nuclear cleanup, says, "Plastic isn't a long-lasting seal against radioactive substances leaking. If radioactive material get into the groundwater and are concentrated there, that could be worse than soil contamination because it could spread rapidly. This type of shallow pit burial has not been used in the US since the 1960s, and this is definitely not a good idea." Officials at Japan's Environment Ministry concede the task is daunting, according to the journal article. During an interview, Vice Minister Hideki Minamikawa said, "We don't have experience in this field. We're talking about such a vast area. Currently, there are no clear signs yet on what needs to be done to make decontamination a success." Well, if that doesn't instill confidence, I'm not sure what will. But anyway, for those who have no aversion to reading more, you can click here for the cleanup of Fukushima radiation confounds Japan and learn more of the grisly details, and straight from the horse's mouth, as it were, with the Vice Minister Minamikawa being quite honest about that. At any rate, we of course also have other headlines from enenews.com, which includes a video that lethal radiation doctor, we were wrong in talking about the victims' parents and bringing their children now to be checked for their radiation effects. And it's an hour and 2-minute long video, so I haven't watched it myself yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so when I get a chance. Also an interesting one on recriticality, that pesky iodine-131 with its 8-day half-life cropping up again in rice samples from late October. So where is it coming from is the lingering, continuing question. Ex-SKF getting into a bunch of different articles, including one on that 170 microsievert hotspot in Setagaya that we were talking about the last couple of days. There's an interesting quote from a professor at the Tokyo Metropolitan University who's speculating it could be Europium-152, because apparently this supermarket used to be the grounds of an agricultural college, and he's basically saying, oh, this must be where they were doing experiments using europium. And then he was informed, actually, no, this was the economic grounds of that college, and they didn't do any experiments with any sort of chemicals. So So that was quickly shot down as a possibility. So they're still trying to say it's not connected to Fukushima, whatever is causing this massive hotspot. And a worrying article of farmer evacuation ready zone in Fukushima insists he will sell his rice. Headlines from Japanese media, just a big mix, including Fukushima shiitake cesium spikes. That's a worrying sign, especially as it is the fall season, and shiitake is one of the great crops here that everybody loves to enjoy in the fall, and I'm sure school children will be eating their share during the coming weeks and months as well. And also headlines from around the web, just a potpourri, just a smattering. There were a lot of articles about that study that we've been going over for days and days and days now about the way more radiation released into the atmosphere than originally told, but I'll let you look those up yourself if you're interested. There were just too many to put on here. But we have some from The Guardian, WSJ, Tokyo Reporter, 9MSM, talking about various issues, including, of course, Japan closer to exporting nuclear technology to India and Vietnam. So those are the updates for today as of 5:45 p.m. here in Japan. I'm sure there will be more later on, but I just want to let you know that this will be the end of the daily video updates from FukushimaUpdate.com. Obviously, just these first few days, I just wanted to show you about the website and how to use it. And as of tomorrow, my time anyway, I will be starting a new radio show, a weekday radio show on Republic Broadcasting, so I simply won't have time to do the video every single day. But I will be doing a video hopefully every Monday, my time, which might be Sunday, depending where you are in the world, just going through the highlights of the stories for the week. So look for that on a weekly basis from CorbettReport.com and, of course, YouTube.com/CorbettReport. Once again, thank you for all the links and tips that people are sending in through the contact form and all the support. Without you, I couldn't possibly do this at all.